following is a Blazer Broadcasting sports presentation.
It was not the kind of shooting the Old West was famous for. Portland shot 36% in San Antonio Tuesday night and saw David Robinson trigger a 17-4 Spurs run in the final 4 minutes that turned the game. It was a hard loss for the Blazers to swallow. In the closing seconds, Clyde Drexler's frustration boiled over. He was ejected. San Antonio won by 7. In Dallas, the wheels have come off the wagon. Pat Lever is facing knee surgery for the 2nd straight year. Big James Donaldson has fought and feuded with teammates. Derek Harper has played through the bad times. He's on several teams' most wanted list and may be moving on. Rolando Blackman is still scoring 20 points a night for the league's lowest scoring team. But at 33, the end of the trail is near. Beleaguered coach Richie Adubato is trying to save the season, but may need divine intervention to save his job. Randy White, Doug Smith, and Terry Davis are the Mavericks' future. The problem is living up to the promises of the past. Tonight, live from Reunion Arena in Dallas, the Blazers meet the Mavericks.
Sponsors of Trailblazer basketball are Miller Lite, it's it, and that's that, by Toyota and their quality line of 1992 cars and trucks, by Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices, by Alaska Airlines, with 16 flights to the LA area each business day, by ODS Health Plan, partners in sickness and in health. Of America, ask about Blazer banking at any branch. George Wash is the executive director and producer of Trailblazer basketball, and J.R. Hellman is the coordinating producer.
It's it, and that's that.
It's it, and that's that.
It's it, that's that. Nothing beats it. You want the bar across the street.
Like the great beer that's left filling. It's everything you want a beer to be. It's it, and that's that.
No matter how you say Be My Valentine, you'll find more ways to say it and show it at Fred Meyer.
Before you try anything new on an Alaska Airlines flight, we try it first.
Too spicy? Too spicy. Too spicy.
More?
Too far.
Too far?
Too far.
Too far.
Still too spicy?
Still too spicy. Still too spicy.
Louder? Louder. 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 Too loud. Too loud. Too loud.
Why does Alaska Airlines go to all this trouble? So you won't have to.
Imagine you want to go out and buy some cheese, but you're waiting for a call from your friend Harry, who might have tickets to the big game. But you really want some cheese. But you really want to go see the game, but you want some cheese. Cheese game, cheese game. Well, if you have a cellular phone, like I do, then you can go out and buy the cheese and still be around for that important call. Ooh, a call. Excuse me, how much is the camembert? Hold on a second. Yellow? No, I can't talk right now, Mother. I'm in the dairy market. I'm buying cheese. .
In 1988, the Dallas Mavericks played the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Before last season began, they had dreams of returning to the finals again. How things have changed. Steve, this team has lost 7 in a row, 18 of the last 19. They're the lowest scoring and worst shooting team in the NBA. It might be an easy team for the Blazers to overlook.
And to avoid that, the Trailblazers have to come out with a killer's mentality. They have to want to put this team away early. They have to be very aggressive at the defense. Really get into the tired legs of Blackman and Harper. That backcourt tandem provides most of their firepower.
You know, out here in the West, what they do to a fast horse, they put hobbles on their ankles. That's what Dallas needs for Portland.
Certainly, the Dallas Mavericks want to slow the tempo of the game down. They want to get Portland in a half-court game. They want to invite them to play outside in. Should they be able to do that, they may have a chance to control Portland tonight.
And Steve, key for both clubs.
So, you mentioned it. Dallas has not shot the ball well.
No.
They've got to shoot a high percentage, and if Portland's doing their jobs, their high percentage should come from layups. So the key is putting the ball in the hole.
Like most tomboys, Kim Benson knows more about basketballs than cotton balls.
You're gonna be great on a date.
So when Kim announced she was going to the prom, her mom knew just where to turn.
Let's put a little color.
Mom put her trust in the cosmetics experts at Payless drugstores. So on prom night, Kim Benson had a whole new look.
Hi.
Payless drugstores.
Of all the important safety features we put in the new Camry, some may seem a bit extravagant.
Stronger body construction, child protector rear door locks, rear seat headrests, adjustable front seatbelt anchors, standard driver's side airbag, available anti-lock brakes.
But when it came to safety, we didn't ask what it costs. We asked what it could save.
Come see the all-new Toyota Camry. Roomier, safer, quieter, and more powerful at your Toyota dealer now.
Miller Genuine Draft.
Miller Genuine Draft and Rod Stewart, taking the country by storm.
Whoa, whoa. When you're on the go, when you're gonna win, Fred's bread is the loaf with life.
It does a body good, everybody depends
on the good in every slice of Fred's bread, the good bread. It's the loaf with life. There's a lot of life in every loaf.
Sure, you work in an office.
What do you mean 8?
But you live on the phone, which is why you should know about Centranet service from GTE. With Centranet, you get the features and flexibility of the most sophisticated business telephone system. Not the high cost of one.
It's really, really difficult for me right now.
Because while you spend most of your time on the phone,
You hung up on him, he's gone now.
there's no need to spend most of your money.
For generations, bread has been an important part of every meal at the Riccatellis. And right now, while the crust is still hot, the middle full of goodness, they're not thinking about the skills and patience that go into baking their daily bread. And that's okay. They can keep on enjoying the food they love, and we'll keep on bringing it to them. Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices.
The wrong glasses can spoil your whole look.
with just a little good advice.
Come to Binion's. Our eyewear specialists analyze the shape of your face and show you frames that will flatter it. Then in about an hour, Binion's custom makes your prescription in frames that are right for you.
You're gonna love the way you look.
Look for valuable Binion's newspaper coupons now. Use one to have Binion's paid for your eye exam, or use one to get a second pair of glasses free when you buy a pair.
Your most important personal assets are those you can always trust to be there for you. When you choose a health benefit plan, choose one that feels solid, dependable, and one that will always perform. ODS Health Plan. There for you in sickness and in health.
Miller Lite is the great beer that's less filling. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Your palms sweat. Your heart races. Every cell in your body is delirious with excitement. It can only mean one thing. Bank of America is offering free checking for a whole year with 200 free checks, a Blazer checkbook cover, and free checking for a whole year. Blazer Banking from Bank of America.
You know, ever since the new BP stations have come on the scene, big things have been happening. Millions of customers have been pulling in. You see, more and more drivers are discovering that high-octane BP Super Gasoline cleans their entire fuel intake system. So while our new stations have brought everyone in, it's BP Performance that brings everyone back. Sure is nice to be so popular.
BP on the move.
If you have any questions, have a good call.
Okay, thanks, Mary. Not everyone is impressed that Payless Drugstores is one of the largest and most respected drugstores in the country. What impresses Mabel Anderson is how personal Payless Drugstores can be. It's the commitment of people like Lynn Harper, who cares enough about one of his customers to bring the store to her.
Got your prescription?
Thank you, Lynn. I made some cookies for you.
Payless Drugstores.
This is the word, and there's no mistake in it.
Hello, Joe. What do you know?
All right, let's sample a bottle. I'll make it two. One for you and one for me.
Now we're getting warm. Diet Coke.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the real thing. By Payless Drugstore, helping you get the most out of life. And by GTE. GTE, the power is on.
You could hitch a ride on a comet. You could body surf a landslide. You could hang glide from an eagle. You could book a flight on a lightning bolt. Or you could drive the 1992 Toyota 4x4 and get it all.
When it comes to networking with IBM computers, who would you rather work with? Someone still earning their wings, or the company that's installed over twice as many multi-vendor PC networks as anyone? Computerland. We carry the full line of IBM PS2s, high-performance machines that can network mainframes, minis, workstations, and peripherals into one complete business solution. Computerland. Business to business, person to person. knock yourself out just getting to your flight. That's why at Alaska Airlines, we figured the least we can do is treat you well once you finally get here.
Electricity is like your teacher at school. Everything that it does is to help you, but don't try and push your luck. A good thing to know is to stay at least 10 feet away from power lines. Electricity can be either over your head or down underneath the ground. But the good stuff it does is in between with you and me. How do you think they watch TV before they have power? It's not hard. You just have to be careful.
When she was 7, she discovered she had a talent. When she was 9, she knew she had a gift. A gift Coca-Cola supports by sponsoring national Olympic teams in 154 countries around the world. A gift we celebrate as the Olympic spirit.
Can't beat the real thing.
Forget the limits of ordinary basketball. You've entered the Nike flight dimension. Examine, if you will, Scottie Pippen, about to discover the power of his flight shoes in a time warp. And so, history gets a lesson in the flight dimension.
Son, you could make hundreds of dollars a year in professional basketball. Imagine you're on your way to work and you're in your car. And it's a small car, but that's okay, you know, because it gets good gas mileage. But then this guy in this great big car comes by. So, whoa! And then he runs out of gas on the bridge. Now you're stuck in traffic. And today's the day you got that big presentation with graphs and things. But luckily you have a cellular phone. So you call the tow truck and you say, hey, tow truck, I got this guy in front of me. Get him out of here.
Your palms sweat. Your heart races. Every cell in your body is delirious with excitement. It can only mean one thing. Bank of America is offering free checking for a whole year with 200 free checks, a Blazer checkbook cover, and free checking for a whole year. Blazer Banking from Bank of America.
Knowing that your health benefit plan will always be there for you is a great comfort. Having the loyalty of a company that has stood the test of time, that can perform with grace under pressure, that can be trusted to handle any rough roads that might lie ahead. ODS Health Plan, there for you in sickness and in health.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the people at Nike, who encourage you to just do it. By your area BP station, BP, on the move throughout Oregon. And by Cellular One, the nation's largest cellular company lets you imagine no limits.
In November of 1963, something happened right here in Dallas, Texas. President Kennedy was shot by an assassin's bullet. Or was it bullets from several assassins? Well, around America today and right here in Dallas, the talk is, was it a conspiracy? Everybody can remember where they were when they heard the news. But what about other things, things you may have forgotten? There were no Portland Trailblazers. The new game in Portland was the Portland Buckaroo hockey team. The two teams playing here in Dallas tonight, the Trailblazers and the Mavericks, didn't exist, not until years later. I'm here on the famous grassy knoll where it said bullets were fired from right over there. Or was it over there? This is the Texas bookstore where Oswald worked and where Kennedy's car was headed. No shots fired. Then turn down here to get Kennedy in a triangle of shots. Well, whatever happened is going to be re-examined. Files open, and will we ever really know what happened and why? Halftime will continue with Monica and Scott with Blazer news and features.
Come on,
Hey, what do you want in a beer?
Come on!
Do you want a great beer that's less filling?
Well, come on!
Then let me show you everything you want a beer to be.
Cold Miller Lite, it's it, and that's that. Come on! Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on! Come on, don't you like it like that? Since we're talking beer, let's cut the chit-chat. Miller Lite, it's it.
Everything you want a beer to be.
And that's that. Come on!
How can it be that an automobile, a mere 9 inches larger on the outside, gives you over 2 feet more room on the inside? Maybe it's the new math. The 1992 Toyota Camry. We just couldn't leave well enough alone.
Come see the all-new Toyota Camry. Roomier, safer, quieter, and more powerful at your Toyota dealer now.
To the dismay of many, there are only 24 hours in a day. So before you head off on a sales call,
Let me see the bottom. You can go in now.
before you begin to grapple with a business letter,
Oh, please change the bottom.
GTE would like to suggest a slightly more productive alternative.
I'm sorry?
Now, you're going to want to sit down for this one. The phone. Because if time is money, this is a bank.
Play-by-play, night by night. No one shoots sports like Newsroom 6. KOIN TV congratulates sports photographer Gary Beck, winner of CNN's Play of the Year. So when you're looking for sports, watch our team, watch your team. Sports photographer Gary Beck, part of the team on Newsroom 6 Sports.
KOIN TV salutes speed skier Rochelle Reichfeld of Welch's, Oregon, a member of the U.S. Olympic team. Watch Rochelle perform when the Winter Games come to KOIN TV this weekend.
Hi, I'm Kevin Duckworth. Every winter, thousands of families in Oregon are not able to pay their home heating bill. This year, with your support, they have a new source of help, Oregon Heat. Oregon Heat helps families pay their own way while getting them through their own energy crisis. Look for an envelope in your utility or fuel bill, or send a check to this address. Help a needy family this winter. Give to Oregon Heat.
Halftime continues with the following Blazer news items. Next month, the team heads for Los Angeles to finish yet another chapter in the Blazers-Lakers rivalry. Perhaps one of the most exciting things about this game is that you could be there with 9 of your friends, courtesy of the Alaska Airlines Fly Your Team to Los Angeles contest. If chosen the winner, you receive Alaska Airlines air travel, accommodations, a budget rental car, and game tickets, all for 10 people. Plus, the winning group can also look forward to a special trip to Disneyland during their stay. For details, look in yesterday's Oregonian sports section or contact the Blazer office for an entry blank. Deadline to enter is February 15th. Tonight, Scott Zachary takes a closer look at the hottest free agent to come to town since Billy Ray Bates. Here's more on Robert Pack.
The Blazers' resurgence has meant less playing time for Robert Pack. But the Pac-Man story of undrafted free agent who cracks one of the NBA's best rosters is certainly a Cinderella story.
When they showed interest in me, I felt they had the interest and I was going to come in and give it my best shot. And you have to think about a team like Portland winning 63 games last year and having the whole team returning and having the chemistry all there. You have to wonder if they're willing to make any changes. But they invited me and I felt they were interested and I just wanted to give it my best shot.
You got to give Robert all the credit in the world. He's the one who won the job for himself. No one else did it. He surprised everybody, I think, and every day just kept getting better.
With success came instant fan attention. Attention that Pack takes in stride while keeping his eye firmly focused on team and personal goals.
I just want to be one of the better point guards in the league in a couple of years. So I think that's what's helping me to stay focused and positive about getting better.
Winning free money isn't typically the easiest thing to do, but if you have a hunch for Blazer scoring, you could be on your way to pocketing $1,000. Here's more on Payless Drugstore's First to the Fourth contest. For each game televised on KOIN TV, one contestant is randomly selected from entries completed at Payless Drugstore locations. On each entry, contestants have predicted which Blazer will score first during the fourth quarter of that game. If the selected fan is correct, they instantly win $1,000 in cash. Even if they don't win, they still receive a $100 Payless gift certificate and a pair of Blazer tickets just for participating. For details on how you can get in on the fun and cash prizes, stop by any participating Payless drugstore location. This weekend, the big names in basketball, including our own Clyde Drexler, will be on hand for the NBA All-Star Game in Orlando, Florida. You, too, have a chance to go to Orlando, but not for the All-Star Game. Here's more on how you can win a free family vacation there, courtesy of the Blazers Choice Sweepstakes.
Each year, one lucky family is treated to a free one-week holiday in Orlando. It's a great prize package, including air travel and accommodations from Ozamano Travel Service. During their stay, the winning family also receives use of a budget rental car, passes to Disney World and Epcot Center, and tickets to see the Orlando Magic in action. For details on how you can enter, look on the Blazer page in This Week magazine, or in today's Oregonian Food Day section. The Blazers Choice Sweepstakes is presented by Alpenrose Dairy, Boyd's Coffee, Gatorade, Colgate-Palmolive, Flavor Pack, Mother's Cookies, and Steinfeld's products.
Our final story tonight is on the upcoming basketball tournaments of the Americas. It's the qualifying tournament for the Summer Olympics in Barcelona, and it will be hosted in Portland's Memorial Coliseum this June. Here's more on how you can be part of this history-making event. What's the big deal all about? Nothing much, really. Just the first U.S. national team to include NBA players such as Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Patrick Ewing, and Charles Barkley. The team has been touted as the long-awaited dream team, and it will soon prove to be a nightmare for the rest of the international basketball world. The U.S. team will be one of 10 teams to compete at this summer's tournament, with the top 4 finishers moving on to Barcelona. Seeing this team in action will be nothing short of spectacular, and you'll want to be sure to pick up your tickets right away. For more information, visit any Bank of America branch or call 1-800-347-USAB. You'll also find ticket applications in the sports section of this Sunday's Oregonian and other local papers around Oregon and Washington. That's it for halftime tonight. Back to Mike Rice for upcoming television and cable game information after this.
It's late. I gotta get on home. It's late. I've been gone too long. Too bad. Should have checked my time. This flight could already be gone. It's late. I gotta get on home, baby. Look at that clock. Why can't it be wrong?
If you're not on the Horizon Shuttle, think of what you're missing. With flights every half hour between Portland and Seattle, you're never late for a Horizon Shuttle. Just a little early for the next.
We could choose to match the Fred Meyer Jewelers price, but we choose not to. Yes, the Fred Meyer price is lower, but it won't come in a box with our name on it.
Ever wonder why some jewelers spend more time talking about Fred Meyer than about you or the products they sell? Makes us wonder, too. Before you make your next jewelry purchase, we invite you to compare our service, selection, quality, and price. You'll learn why our customers have made Fred Meyer the Northwest's largest fine jeweler.
In Prineville, Oregon, the county library is a local gathering place. So when the library's gas furnace needed to be replaced, the librarian called a partner he could count on. The partner did studies, worked up figures, and recommended the groundwater heat pump. It would cost less to run, and it would also provide cooling. Today, you can be comfortable at the library any time of year. The partner? Pacific Power. Expect more from us.
Cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
Tonight's game is brought to you by ODS Health Plan, partners in sickness and in health. By Bank of America. Ask about Blazer banking at any branch. By cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft and Miller Genuine Draft Light, taking the country by storm. By Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices. By Toyota and their quality line of 1992 cars and trucks. And by Horizon Air, featuring the Horizon Shuttle, with flights every half hour between Portland and Seattle.
The electors to the Basketball Hall of Fame didn't make Calvin Murphy too happy this past week, but they did pick Connie Hawkins. And anybody that knows how Connie Hawkins was blackballed with hearsay evidence has to feel good. Connie only played the NBA 7 years, but his feats on the New York playgrounds, the ABA, and the Harlem Globetrotters are legendary. Connie did receive $1 million settlement from the NBA, but I am sure this tribute to the Hall of Fame works much better for Connie. By the way, Steve, you were just retired when Connie came into the NBA, weren't you?
And now, BP, big play of the game.
The Clyde Drexler big play dunk in a moment.
Where do millions of the world's vehicles go when they need to fill up? The same place you do. BP.
Don't worry, you were here first.
BP. On the move.
Deep to Drexler. Wilkins chasing. Clyde!
With the game on the line and less than 2 minutes remaining, Clyde Drexler once again sparks the Blazers. Drexler's late heroics propels Portland past Atlanta, 125-117.
That's why this play was the BP big play of the game.
Your most important personal assets are those you can always trust to be there for you. When you choose a health benefit plan, choose one that feels solid, dependable, and one that will always perform. ODS Health Plan. There for you in sickness and in health.
You know, I believe in love. Love for your family, love for that special someone. But you can't have any of those things until you learn to love yourself. Party? Yeah. Have a good time. But when it comes to drinking, be responsible. Remember who you love. Remember who loves you. Please think when you drink.
What's all the racket? What's up? I was only kidding. Gruesome, ain't it? Of course you know this means war. Air Jordan and Air Jordan.
What'd you expect? Elmer Fudd?
Nice shot.
Nice shot.
This floors them every time. Nice shot. This could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
That's all, folks.
Well, that's my line.
Right now, while the lettuce is cool and crisp, the bell pepper's firm, just perfect. He's not thinking how all this wonderful produce was inspected for freshness, how it was trimmed and prepared to give better value. And that's okay. All he's thinking about is the great taste. Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices.
In retail, there are two absolute laws. The customer is always right.
Say they were anchovies, they're anchovies, all right?
And the competition is always right behind you. Reason enough to have a GTE phone system beside you. Because we can show you ways to use it to be more productive.
Yeah, hello, sales.
Even get new and repeat business. Call us, because your competition is also watching this commercial.
It's been almost 2 hours.
Tom.
He was just going to the store, wasn't he?
No, Kevin.
He does this every time. He's your brother.
Well, you gave him the keys.
The Toyota Celica, rated by brothers-in-law everywhere as their favorite car to borrow.
I think I see headlights.
draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Miller Lite. It's it, and that's that. By Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices. And by Toyota and their quality line of 1992 cars and trucks.
No matter how you say "Be My Valentine," you'll find more ways to say it and show it at Fred Meyer.
Give it a ball. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Give it a ball. Ow.
It's it, and that's that.
It's it, and that's that.
Nothing beats it. You want the bar across the street.
Like the great beer that's left filling. It's everything you want a beer to be.
It's another exciting year for the Franz Trailblazer trading cards. They're now available in loaves of Franz Premium White Bread and Franz 100% Whole Wheat Bread. Inside each loaf, you'll find a full-color, individually wrapped card of a Blazer Flair or Coach, or one of 3 special Blazer theme cards. To make the cards even more a collector's item, this year's set has been printed by NBA Hoops, with exclusive photos on both the front and back. Franz Trailblazer trading cards, now available in loaves of Franz Premium White Bread and Franz 100% Whole Wheat Bread.
Since the triplets came along, the Kincaids have become firm believers that life is what happens while you're making other plans. Take group photos, which always seem to turn into group pandemonium.
The hat, the yellow hat.
It's times like these that the Kincaids trust special memories to the quality photo processing at Payless drugstores. So that all they have to worry about is being in the right place at the right time. Payless drugstores.
Imagine you're out camping, and then your food runs out on you, and then your water runs out on you, and then your wife runs out on you, and then the lightning starts, and then the rain starts, and then your car won't start, so then you pull out your cellular phone, and then you call Mom, and she comes and takes you home. And then she gives you soup. Hello, Ma.
You know, ever since the new BP stations have come on the scene, big things have been happening. Millions of customers have been pulling in. You see, more and more drivers are discovering that they can fill up at our pumps and fill up at our convenience shops all in one stop. So while our new stations have brought everyone in, it's everything else that's bringing them back. Sure is nice to be so popular.
BP on the move.
Your palms sweat, your heart races. Every cell in your body is delirious with excitement. It can only mean one thing. Bank of America is offering free checking for a whole year with 200 free checks, a Blazer checkbook cover, and free checking for a whole year. Blazer Banking from Bank of America.
Imagine you've got this cousin you haven't seen for 12 years because he went off to Australia to look for zinc. But now he's rich. He's in town, and he wants to see you because you saved his life down at the old swimming hole when you were 12. But he's only in town for 3 hours, and you're down at the dime store buying orange paint. So, how's he going to find you? I don't know. Hello? Cousin Steve. Sure, I remember the old swimming hole. What about it?
Like most tomboys, Kim Benson knows more about basketballs than cotton balls.
You're gonna be great on a date.
So when Kim announced she was going to the prom, her mom knew just where to turn.
Put a little color.
Mom put her trust in the cosmetics experts at Payless drugstores. So on prom night, Kim Benson had a whole new look.
Hi. Hi.
Payless drugstores.
Cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
Forget the limits of ordinary basketball. You've entered the Nike flight dimension. Examine, if you will, Scottie Pippen, about to discover the power of his flight shoes in a time warp. And so, history gets a lesson in the flight dimension.
Son, you could make hundreds of dollars a year in professional basketball.
Jack, what do you want from me? You invested the money.
Well, I invested last year, too.
Okay.
Sure, you have problems.
Last year was last year. The rules have changed.
But the people at GTE can evaluate your needs and provide the right communication system and service so your phones won't be one of them.
Jack, I'm the only one left in the office.
Will it change the world?
We're accountants here, Jack, not magicians.
No.
Listen, Jack.
Just your little corner of it.
Let's set up a conference call tomorrow.
Right now, while your day is full with your children, full with your work, you don't always have time to think about the evening meal. And that's okay. You can count on the F.G. Meyer Deli for plump chickens, a fresh array of salads, desserts that would tempt a saint. Great meals that save time, that taste homemade. Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices.
Before you try anything new on an Alaska Airlines flight, we try it first.
Too spicy? Too spicy. Too spicy.
More?
Too far. Too far? Too far. Too far. Still too spicy? Still too spicy.
Still too spicy.
Louder. 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 Too loud. Too loud. Too loud.
Why does Alaska Airlines go to all this trouble? So you won't have to.
For John and Dorothy Mills, this will be the trip of a lifetime. An adventure of the heart to places they've always dreamed of. And along the way, they'll trust a familiar name. With Payless Drugstore's computer pharmacy network, John is assured that his prescriptions will be easily refilled along their route. It's just one way we show people like John and Dorothy we're with them all the way. Payless Drugstores.
If one word were to characterize the all-new Toyota Camry, it's change. Starting with a more powerful 185-horsepower V6. We've also changed the suspension for more responsive handling. And we even changed something called the camber angle on our front wheels for greater control. Because we're not the only ones making changes. We just couldn't leave well enough alone.
Test drive the all-new Toyota Camry. Roomier, safer, quieter, and more powerful at your Toyota dealer now.
And Tracy, no boys.
Yes, Mrs. Wendell.
I like the way you make me laugh. I like the funny things that you do. You got a style of your own.
The tickets.
The tickets. The tickets. And Tracy, scrape the cheese off the ceiling.
I like the spiking you.
Your palms sweat. Your heart races. Every cell in your body is delirious with excitement. It can only mean one thing.
Bank of America is offering free checking for a whole year with 200 free checks, a Blazer checkbook cover, and free checking for a whole year. Blazer Banking from Bank of America.
Hello, Mike, it's me. Back in town and headed for the border, yeah. Taco Bell. Honey, I got a craving. Why don't you meet me there? Taco Bell. That Taco Bell taste starts at 59 cents. That one and only taste. How long has it been? Got a craving, gotta run for the border, yeah.
How do you measure the warmth and sincerity of a smile or a feeling of true friendship? How do you express a dedication to cleanliness and comfort? How do you define the meaning of real value? Well, at Shiloh Inns, you can experience these traditions every day in the spirit of Shiloh's people, waiting to welcome you across America's western states. And Shiloh is proud to offer in-room AT&T long-distance service. The spirit of Shiloh Inns, affordable excellence.
Now, the Trailblazer postgame show. Tonight's postgame show is brought to you by your local Chevy Geo dealers, the Portland Trailblazers and the Chevy S10 Blazers, two proven winners. And by True Value Hardware. You can do it with True Value Hardware stores.
So once again, we find ourselves in a position where only a coach can explain what happened. The Trailblazers were cruising and playing comfortable basketball, and suddenly the doors blew off the hinges. Why?
Well, I don't know. I think, you know, sometimes you get ahead against a team that's got a lot of injuries and they're not doing very well, and you just started relaxing. I was charting, in 9 possessions, we either passed the ball once or twice. And you just can't, we went to the basket, and then, you know, a lot of times we were trying to stop from getting fouled instead of taking it strong, and I think those things happen when you're ahead, and all of a sudden they got momentum, and you never know what's going to happen. And we started coming back, and the good thing, we won the game.
Well, certainly that is the bottom line in this situation. But as the Trailblazers look ahead, I think there has to be a concern for the coaching staff about these droughts. You know, it happened in San Antonio at a crucial time against a very good team. You go 4 minutes without a field goal. Here tonight, you have an extended period of time where you shoot the ball poorly. How can you address that in the second half?
Well, I think that right now, guys are looking forward to having some time off, and I think that maybe their mind isn't 100% on the game right now. And I'd rather be in our situation than Golden State getting beat by 19 in Charlotte and getting beat at Miami last night. We go into droughts, but most of the time we can come out and get a victory. So, you know, that's sort of been the history of our team, though. They will come out, and we're not a great shooting team. If we don't move the ball, then we struggle a little bit. But then we can get back and play, you know, the fortunate thing, we can play defense and rebound and get ourselves back in the ball game or keep ourselves ahead when we really need to.
Well, Iowa is the next stop on the political campaign. We'll be back with highlights and stats.
Introducing the 92 Chevrolet S-Blazer, official vehicle of the home team. Starting at right side backseat, Johnny, basketball and scouting. Starting at left side backseat, Kelly, ballet and cheerleading. At front seat passenger, Mom, endless meetings and errands. And driver, Dad, on the go, rain or shine. Make a 92 Chevrolet S-Blazer the official vehicle of your home team. See your local Chevrolet Geo dealer.
You can do it. You can stretch your buying power during Dollar Dazzlers at True Value Hardware stores. Don't miss the store-wide savings during this great event. You'll find fantastic values for just $1 from famous names like GE, Master Mechanic, Empire, Borden, and many more. These great savings end soon, so stop by a True Value Hardware store displaying the Dollar Dazzlers banner today.
Tonight's postgame guest, Jack Shallow, will receive a $100 gift certificate from True Value, your store of first choice. Blazers win it 103-98. And let's take a look at some second-half highlights with Steve.
Certainly a tale of two halves as the Trailblazers won the first half comfortably and started as though they would blow the doors off the hinges here at Reunion, with Drexler coming in with a dunk shot, but then it was ball movement and some good activity by the Dallas Mavericks in terms of hustle, making things happen. You see them get two opportunities, and finally Terry Davis gets it back in. But the story of the third quarter and the second half was the surging, aggressive play of Derek Harper. They were the team that was in transition. They were the ones that were getting all of the hustle plays. Harper misses, chases his own miss, then comes back with a three-point play, and they believe that Harper's going to have to get a haircut, but it just is not going to be their night. Early in the fourth quarter of play, all of the offense came from that guy right there, Ala Abdel-Nabi. Isolino looking for a three-point field goal. And you notice right there, see, Ala Abdel-Nabi was letting someone else chase that ball down. Isolino beats everyone to it, and then he comes back and scores inside. So it was hustle, energy, believing that they could get it done that just kept the Dallas Mavericks hanging around, and then the veterans begin to take over. The dependable guns of Harper and Blackman continue to make shots to give at least some of the crowd here a chance to believe that they really could win the ball game. The Trailblazers came back to their franchise player in Drexler, and he bailed them out at the appropriate time. That was his first. Then they got some better defense at their end of the floor. They were able to get in transition. Drexler in over the top, and at that point it looked like the Trailblazers would win comfortably. A minute plus to go in the ball game, and then the kids came out. We'll be back with a highlight. We'll be back with a look at stats right after this.
You can do it. You can stretch your buying power during dollar dazzlers at True Value hardware stores. Don't miss the store-wide savings during this great event. You'll find fantastic values for just $1 from famous names like GE, Master Mechanic, Empire, Borden, and many more. These great savings end soon, so stop by a True Value hardware store displaying the Dollar Dazzlers banner today.
Introducing the 92 Chevrolet S-Blazer, official vehicle of the home team. Starting at right side backseat, Johnny, basketball and scouting. Starting at left side backseat, Kelly, ballet and cheerleading. At front seat passenger, Mom, endless meetings and errands. And at driver, Dad, on the go, rain or shine. Make a 92 Chevrolet S-Blazer the official vehicle of your home team. See your local Chevrolet GO dealer.
There's the headline on the sports page in today's Dallas Morning News. And, Steve, if you wanted any kind of information on this basketball game tonight, you had to go to page 14. The first 8 pages all dealt with college football signings here in the state of Texas.
Football is king. And when your team is playing bad, it really buries you in the sports page. Leading scorers on the night, Drexler with 32, Blackman with 26, so their individual rivalry continues. Blackman showing that he can knock down three-pointers, particularly at the crucial time of the ball game. Lots of rebounds with teams shooting poorly. 15 for Buck Williams, Terry Davis with 16.
And our team stats on the final Computerland stats board. Neither team ended up shooting well.
You see the backcourts did all of the damage, the rebounds in favor of Portland, and Portland, who shot 50. Well, we don't even know what they shot in the second half, but it brought them down to 38.
It was probably something about 30. Well, there you see it. Charlotte defeated Golden State by 19. Blazers gain a game on them. And another surprise, Steve, one other score. Indiana beat San Antonio tonight, 117-106. And the Blazers were maybe a little lucky to get out with this one. They almost squandered it, but they go to the All-Star break with 32 wins and 14 losses. They are the best in the West.
Well, they are in first place. They lead the conference, and as the politician Jack Shallow said, a win is a win. And
that's going to do it for tonight. Our final score again, Portland 103, Dallas 98. Thanks for joining us. As we always say, without you out there, we're nowhere here. Now, for Steve Jones, George Wash, J.R. Hellman, and our Blazer broadcasting crew, Pat Lafferty from Reunion in Dallas. Good night, everyone. Tonight's postgame show has been brought to you by your local Chevy GO dealers. the Portland Trailblazers and the Chevy S10 Blazers, two proven winners. And by True Value Hardware. You can do it with True Value Hardware stores.
This has been a Blazer Broadcasting sports presentation.
Is she coming? Oh, I'm still busy. We'll have to walk home. Jimmy, I'm tired. Where's your hat?
Oh, wait a minute. Here they are.
Don't miss an important call. Try call waiting from U.S. West, making the most of your time.
I wish I'd had a truck like this Ford Ranger when I was 20.
Whoa! Awesome ride! Look at these totally excellent features. And there's cavernous room for all my stuff. There's only one thing this Ranger doesn't come with. All right! Now if I was only over 21.
Check out the Ford Ranger at your local Northwest Ford dealer. It's totally awesome, dude. Dude?
I was all by myself, out in front of the U.S. team, carrying the flag. And it's such a special moment. I almost wished I was back in the pack to share the emotion with my friends, the people I had worked so hard with for 4 years to get here, just to look at them and say, isn't it worth it?
The Olympic experience, it's all gold. Safeway salutes Olympians past and present and supports the efforts of future Northwest Olympic hopefuls.